This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain shocking revelations, violence, and sexual themes. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome back to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I play the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is A God's Dream. It was written by Chris Lackey and Mike Mason, and it can be found in Cults of Cthulhu. Keith Craig is our keeper of arcane lore, and this is episode 3. Our recap will be given by Max Meltzer as his character, Dontel White. So without any further delays, let's continue our journey into the darkness. Max?
And I will be giving my recap as a YouTube video on Dontel's YouTube channel with 100 subscribers. All right, what's up, Gray Alien Nation, and welcome to the video, welcome to the video, welcome to the video. In our ongoing campaign to find out what's going on inside the house, Tobias and Grace went to investigate the real estate dealer Global Realty under the guise of buying a house in the Circle. They found that the company was indeed connected to the Church of the Perfect Science, and they were attempted to be recruited by the dealer, Dave Sanders. Before that, however, they did some research where they discovered something about the cult's beliefs. Apparently, they follow a science fiction novel which details the god Cthulhu, who will return when humanity is ready for them. They found that this god is similar to Polynesian gods and also gods worshipped in an area called Innsmouth. We found out that the house already had several gruesome murders and deaths, including some involving people who had moved to Chicago from Innsmouth, which might be a connection to the church. I called up the old lady who sold her house and told her everything we know. It might not have been the most tactful approach, but I thought maybe it would recall something to her mind. Later, I showed up to her house and she told me she'd been seeing an odd light emanating from the attic window. We got a lucky break later on and tracked one of the denizens to the house as they came back. I hid out in the bushes in a neighboring house where I heard a conversation that might have been a kidnapping victim in the attic. Now that's the end of the video for today, guys. Until next time, stay with your mind open.
All right, open-minded people. All right, so when we left off, Dontel was kind of near the house, hiding behind some trees, and the other four were at the end of the block, kind of looking down, and there was that creepy blue light that kind of shined out of the attic window. It was probably about 11 at night. I know.
Yeah, and I'm just immediately texting everybody that possible kidnapping victim in the attic.
Or they just have a TV on up there and it's making a blue light.
It's quite the glow, though. You could probably... I'm surprised they didn't buy another ring of houses out. You could still see that from some distance away. Maybe just expecting that so late people wouldn't care.
Maybe.
Well, Jimmy,
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, you're the sneak. Why don't you go up there and take a peek?
Yeah,
That rhymed.
I might have to. I'm going to ask the keeper a quick question first. Uh, and maybe Jimmy will ask as he's getting closer, he's watching. I'm curious to see if the glow coming from the windows is ever interrupted. Like there's someone walking by. Is there a brief moment
it was brief. It came
it
on,
came
glowed
and
out,
stopped.
and then it went away. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before I get too close, maybe what do you think we should like? Should we try to get them to leave the house and then we'll go in after them, or should we try to, I could do something like slash their tires and keep them here? I'm not sure
Well,
if we're capable of apprehending them though,
the
or
thing
if we
is
even
that
have,
anything we do like that is going to set them off to believe that somebody's watching them, or
yeah. Well, maybe I could get a little closer and see, but
maybe we stick to reconnaissance right now. Yeah, see what we can find out, but not
if
alert
if
them.
if Dontel's right though, when they're lying torturing someone or something in there, then it's kind of almost up at that point. We gotta call the cops or
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, all bets are off if they have a kidnapping victim up there. We can go in and do whatever. We're not going to get in trouble for it.
Well, no, but I'd call the police. I don't want to. They could shoot you.
That's true.
Grace and Tobias, you're both looking a little pale. Are things okay?
I don't think we're there right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
they didn't come
oh,
with
sorry,
you.
they're not there yet.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, they
Okay,
didn't
we're
come
just on
with
the
you.
message. Oh,
Probably
never
got a text or something from it saying, "Hey,
mind.
That's right. They're chilling at the coffee house.
Okay. Chill.
yeah."
Try to
Uh,
pick hand out of that dish. Okay, in that case, what do you think, Paul? Should I go a little closer, see if we have Dontel in the backyard just getting closer, I could try to creep up to the front door.
I mean, if you
So,
could be really quiet, you could almost climb up a ladder if they had one and take a peek in without them noticing you. You're dressed all in black, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
okay. Uh, since I got it that Tobias and Grace weren't there, I'll amend the time. It's probably more about 9 o'clock at night. It's still
Oh,
December in Chicago, so it's still
It's dark.
dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like it gets
Yeah.
dark at my place. I'm not as far north as Chicago, about
but
4:30 in
people
December.
might still be up and awake.
Yeah, yeah.
And to the best of my knowledge, we're potentially dealing with three people in there. Is Carlson, Jake in there, and then possibly the two Watsons who've been in the
Yeah.
place, and then potentially a kidnapping victim if that's what it is, unless he's interrogating one of them. But do you want to stay within eye shot so I could give you a signal or something to move in if?
Well, yeah, you've got a flashlight, don't you? Here,
Yeah.
take
Okay. Yeah.
my little one. Just, give me a few.
Yeah. Flashes
Right.
of.
Oh, you
Yeah.
know what? I have a really kind of bad idea.
Ooh, let's hear it.
Why don't we order a pizza to their house? And then when they knock on the door, they're going to be distracted by the pizza guy.
Yeah, but we're still not going to see what's upstairs.
Yeah, I'm saying we can sneak in while they're distracted, I guess. Or we could
I
just
wonder.
go in raw.
What if one of us is even the pizza delivery person?
Well, I don't have a uniform on me.
Yeah. Wow, these days it could be some
Uber
kind
Eats,
of
yeah.
Uber Eats or food service type thing too. So,
We don't have pizzas either.
well, that's a bit of
So,
a problem.
No,
I'll
I
sneak
say
up.
just sneak up and peek in and do it as
Yeah,
quiet. You're a quiet man.
you bet. Yeah, I've
Okay.
got
All right,
some
Jimmy, give me
occult
a spot
skills.
hidden with a bonus die, and Dontel, give me a spot hidden just straight up.
Okay, so I got a 59 and then 99. So we'll
Oh,
take the 59, and that is a regular success.
okay. The reason you got a bonus die is because the security cameras they have around their house, they do have the little red light that's flashing, so you're able to spot that. So just so you can
And
take that into account.
now we
I
have a camera around there too, right?
You do. Grace set up a camera.
Now, there's a few different, if they're currently monitoring it, I was going to say we could try to set up a light or something to flash into it to block them. I mean, could always, any chance if I pop the trunk of my car, I might still have some cans of spray paint or something? We could,
That sounds like a luck roll to me.
sounds like a luck roll.
You're going to
Okay.
be leaving evidence that they'll see tomorrow.
Yeah.
If we just had like a handkerchief you could put over the thing.
Drape over it.
Well,
I'm
but if
afraid too, what if they have security lights that go off when you move over there? Just they all come on because, you know, they
Yeah,
do
they
that
sense
for
movement. Yeah.
the cat. Um,
Don't tell what yard are you in right now? The house next door?
yeah, probably like one of the houses sort of nearby.
Look, what's the main camera that might pick you up? I can take off my shirt
Yeah. Okay.
and put it over there temporarily. It's black, and it'll keep it from triggering.
Yeah.
I don't think
Sounds.
people that have security cameras ever check the cameras anyway, unless something happened.
I mean, if they're busy torturing someone right now, they're probably not going to be looking at the camera feed. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
and if we find them torturing someone and call the cops on them, they're going to know that someone knows what's up either way.
Yeah.
Well, if we
Eh,
tell the cops that they're torturing somebody, the cops are not going to come in blazing. They're
Any
gonna.
chance I have a path up to the front door that can kind of avoid the cameras, even
Sounds
if I
like
don't?
sounds like a stealth roll with a penalty die.
Ah, there we go. Okay.
But he's Jimmy the sneak.
Yes, so he
Yes.
actually has a chance of passing with a
Yeah, I probably do. I'd probably do. I could try that, and I think probably there'll be a little bit of advantage in that I'm going for kind of that wide open like living room
hmm
window rather than the front door. A lot of the cameras tend to focus if it's the doorbell camera, it's coming
Oh
right out of
yeah.
the front
Okay.
lock or whatever. So
All right.
let's try it here.
Yeah, if you're going for the front door, you couldn't pass.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just right there, literally. Just need a cardboard cutout of the street to put in front of me. Okay, so we got a 66 on the first roll that would be a pass. And then that's the penalty dice is a 96.
Okay. So
My God, 75.
yeah, you're pretty sure that like you notice the camera on the side of the house. You're pretty sure that you probably walked in front of it.
Left that water hose in the middle of the in the middle of the lawn. I tripped over and kicked their wheelbarrow and
Pretend
okay,
like you're at
so
the wrong house.
but there's no other reaction to that happening, right? Is that I walked in front of it and kept
Nope.
walking. It's not like a bunch of lights, floodlights suddenly turned on or anything.
Nope.
So I am going to try to creep right up underneath that front window and crouch and see if I can hear anything.
Okay. Um. Well, you get there, and the front window, like on my house, I'd never really close the mini blind, so you could still kind of see in. Looking in through the front window, you see a living room. It's got a TV. It looks like a middle class living room in 2021. You can give me a listen roll to see if you hear anything.
Yeah, sounds good. 49 is not a success. It's a fail, I'm afraid.
You hear voices, but you can't
Murmuring, yeah.
can't hear it. Yeah, can't understand it.
I'll just tip my camera up over the edge of it and take a few quick pictures of the inside from there,
Okay.
and maybe we can use
All
it
right.
for some strategy later. And
Okay.
from here, the front door is a little off to my side. To get directly in front of it, I'll definitely be in the way of
Mm-hmm.
more cameras and possibly even give them an alert on their phone or something like that. Um, how about going upwards? Is there any sign that there anything to grab onto that I could try to
Oh yeah.
trellis or something?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep. If you want to
Yeah, I'm
try.
gonna try to climb to the second level of the house.
All right. Give me a combined climb stealth.
Okay. A 40, which is a success on climb and easy and a hard success on. Oh, sorry, is not. It is just regular
Right.
success
Yep.
on stealth.
Okay. Yep. So you get up onto the so what you're on, you climbed up like the trellis, and now you're kind of on like the the roof that was over their covered front porch.
Yeah. So,
And on the second floor, there are two windows that were directly above the living room windows. And then there's a larger window that is above the the front door.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that one's probably looking into an open room that's probably stairways leading up and all that. So, yeah, I'm a little, yeah, I haven't used some of these skills for a little while, so a little nervously, Jimmy's gonna try to creep over to the two other windows. I'm gonna guess they're probably looking into a bedroom.
Okay. They are. It looks like it looks like a guest bedroom.
Okay. If I can kind of pull back against the outside wall, at this point, I'm gonna if take a quick second and text everybody and message that I'm on top of the garage and outside the upper story windows.
Okay. But how long do you think that would have taken you to climb up and kind of do that?
I'm gonna guess that it probably took about 5 minutes to climb up the side. I'm pretty nimble.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. So by everyone, I assume you mean Tobias and Grace also?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So four of you get in your group text. Bloop.
Yep. He's on his way up. He's getting close.
No, if they can't, I'll type to them. If they catch me, we should maybe have Dontel ready to move in from another side or something like that.
Yeah, I'm already ready to come assist if necessary.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to try to peek in one of those upstairs bedroom windows.
Okay. So standing on the covered porch ledge, the two windows, they look into the guest bedroom. If you go to the large window, you look in, it is in what looks like was designed to be a bedroom, but you see in there a bunch of boxes. When you move, you inevitably get those boxes that you never seem to unpack. And so those
in their case, it's probably just pamphlets. It's just boxes and boxes.
Exactly, pamphlets and pamphlets. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the one with the boxes, again, seeing that those have been sitting there probably for a while already, I'm gonna kind of pull out a few little picks and see if I can get that window open.
Give me a luck roll to see if it's even locked.
Oh, wow. Okay. 55 and my luck's 45. I should not be the guy rolling tonight.
So it's those kind of locks that are on the inside, they just essentially they rotate in the way. Yeah. Not really your picks probably wouldn't do anything for
Yeah. In that case, seeing those, I might start moving around towards the guest bedroom windows.
Okay. Same
Grace,
thing.
I've never studied the law. This is an accessory after the fact to trespassing at this point, just because we got these texts?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it feels like it.
That's not likely to be prosecuted if we're not present. Just getting a group text from some people who have poor impulse control.
Yeah. You would have you'd have a plausible deniability that you hadn't seen it.
None of these numbers are saved in my phone. This is the wrong number. I don't know who these people are.
Okay. All right. We'll let you address this window before we cut over to Tobias and Grace finally here.
You know what? Can I do repeat a listen check quickly up here?
Sure.
Maybe a better vantage point. 89. My
God. Yep. You do see across the hallway, there's a closed door, and you can see there's light coming from underneath the door.
Okay. And the siding of the part I'm on right now probably doesn't go all the way around to get over there. I guess we'll leave it going up probably just leads to an attic or something like that, so I don't think there's any more benefit.
But the attic is where the torture victim is.
Yeah.
But the windows to the attics were on the side of the house where he.
Okay. Maybe I will hold position there for the moment and
okay. All right. Paul, where you are standing, you see coming down the street 2 black vans.
I will quickly type alert. Somebody's coming, black vans on the street. I'll tell Dontel and we need to sort of hunker down inside so that nobody notices us.
All right. So Tobias and Grace, people are of course kind of like, at first they're in shock about the person being hit by the bus, and then some people start screaming, others start crying, and in a bit of time you'll start hearing sirens, of course, as a 911 was dialed.
That's a city transit bus.
Yep.
So there's traumatized children in there. It's
I
a
feel
good
like
thing.
I'm just go ahead.
It's a good thing that it's a cold night and there weren't more bystanders. Do you think anybody saw him talking to us before?
I just want to get out of here, honestly. You think we can just get
Yeah.
out of here?
Yeah, if there are two doors on the cafe, we're going up the door that is farther from the incident.
Okay.
And looking for the first maybe neon martini sign we see over a darkened doorway.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, in the chaos and stuff, even the cafe owner probably isn't even noticing that, hey, you're kind of to get out, because you get a lot of people that are either trying to avoid even looking, or you got the people that are a little ghoulish that kind of just stare at the splatter.
Phones out, pictures. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're able to get out of there without any issue.
Good. What do these numbers mean? Tobias, do you know? Aren't you into that, like numerology?
I will certainly look them up. Numerological guides are mostly for people who play games of chance irresponsibly. They're not, they're more ancient traditions, but it's not like they agree with each other or they're in English. I don't know what to say about his dreaming of the South Pacific.
I don't know.
I didn't know that human beings had that much fluid in them either.
Oh,
It just seemed like an ocean wave.
I don't even want to think about it. And what the hell are the others doing? What is this bullshit about breaking into someone's house?
Yeah, I mean, they think there's a strange light. They think there's a kidnapping victim, and now they're climbing it.
Are you insane?
Yeah. That's good plausible deniability too.
Yes,
You're
of
not
course.
specifying. No, I'll do research into the numbers at home, but there's no, it can't be a combination lock. It doesn't look like a cipher. He said I'll know when I need them. I guess I have to carry this around spattered with his mortal remains until we get. Is there any way to resolve? We can't make phone numbers out of. Well, you could sort of make 2 9-digit. No, it doesn't. No idea.
I don't know. Oh, I don't know. This is crazy.
So you guys order yourself a drink and kind of calm your nerves.
I don't know that we should leave our companions to their, terrible plans.
Well, no, we should summon them to this bar and get them out of trouble.
Yeah, they just come over here, abandon this crazy plan.
Okay.
Too late. Jimmy is on the roof.
Busy spying on the perp.
What is wrong with you?
All right.
Range flash of blue light from attic.
All right. So Paul sent out the alert. Bands are coming down the street. Dontel, what do you do?
I've sent that message to Jimmy too.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but
I'm prone. Yeah.
this is a little bit more exciting.
Does Jimmy look like he will imminently be spotted if they roll up on him?
He can make a stealth roll to hide.
All right.
He'd lay flat
So-
against the roof.
I'm gonna try to get to the house adjacent
Mm-hmm.
to the house,
Okay. Yep.
and I'm gonna try to, because it's empty, right?
Yep.
So I'm gonna try to bust into it, hopefully quietly as possible.
All right.
I'm just hiding in the bushes.
Uh, are you going to try and bust the door down, or how are you going to try and bust into that house?
No, I'll just check if like one of the windows is unlocked or something.
Give me a luck roll.
All right. Luck. Oh yeah, 28 pass.
One of it is. Okay. All right. So Jimmy, you're laying down to try and hide.
Yep, going
Okay.
flat, and with my offhand, I'm gonna flip my phone to silent and make sure it's the screen's pressed up against me.
Okay. All right. And Paul, you kind of faded into the shadows.
Making sure that there's something between me and the vans. As
Yeah,
they
yeah.
come up.
Yep. No surprise, the vans turn onto the street to go down to the cul-de-sac. They pull in, they stop in front of the house, and out of each van get 4 men, and they have very bright, almost Klieg light bright lights that they start turning on and whipping it around, and they look like thugs, for lack of a better term. And
Something set them off, though.
so Jimmy, give me a stealth roll, and I'm going to roll against their spot hidden.
Okay, I changed out the dice. I'm hoping that that's gonna go some distance here. We'll see.
Great.
And I got an 80, which is a fail. Would you let me spend luck to make it a success at least?
I got an extreme, so that's going to be a lot of luck you're going to have to spend. I rolled a 0-2.
What? Oh no. Yeah, it's yeah, maybe
You can push it.
oh, I'll push it.
All
I'll
right.
push it.
If you fail, you're going to
fall off.
slip and fall and
Yes.
fall off the roof.
Okay. Okay, I can do
You'd have to roll a 1.
Hey, just I get an extreme,
57 is a success.
which is still not an
Which
extreme.
is still not enough. And I can't use luck on that one.
Yeah, no.
So-
So, but you did succeed, so you didn't fall.
Yeah, so I
you
don't
didn't
fall. I
fall
don't
off,
suffer
but
the
they
negative.
see you.
Okay.
Right. So one of them comes up and he's like, "Hey, piece of shit, what are you doing up there? Get down."
Sorry, I was a lot of empty neighborhoods. I was just looking for an easy score.
Yeah, well, you picked the wrong one. Get down. Get down now. You see light come on in the downstairs, like someone's coming down the steps.
Shit.
Mhm.
Okay, so I will climb down and say, okay, give me some space, you guys. Come on.
Goes, no, we're not. You're sneaking around on property that's not yours. You're not welcome here. We thought we were getting a place here in the suburbs where we were getting away from all this crime.
What are you guys? Some kind of private security or something? You don't look like cops,
Exactly. Exactly. We're the type of people that don't have to follow all the rules. So, why don't you tell us what you were looking for?
Money, TVs, VCRs, something I can make a quick buck on.
VCRs? You're pretty hard up.
Well, look at me here.
The door opens and you see Mr. Watson stick his head out, and he's like, Greg, you got it? He's like, I got it, Mike. you and Barbara can go back to bed. It's like going, why don't you come over here and try and explain to me how I know you're not going to be back here.
Yeah, I think get them out. You know what? There's lots of places in this town. As you wouldn't happen to have any change, would you?
Yeah, I do have some change. And you can give me a what is it to read someone psychology?
Literal one. After
All
all
right.
these rolls, now I get 0, 0, and 1.
All right, you read that he's getting ready to punch you right in the face. So you can you will actually get to roll to dodge or fight back.
Okay, so what I will do is be ready to dodge, and I'm going to try to cut right through them and make a run for it.
All right, give me a dodge. As it's like, I'll change your fucking nose. Oh my God, my dice are hot.
16, I got a hard. I'll spend the 4 luck to make it as extreme.
You need to.
I will. Yep, done.
Yep. Okay. So he swings, you kind of like duck underneath it, and you're going for a run, booking out of there?
Yep.
All right. Give me a constitution roll.
45 is a regular success.
All right. What's your move rate?
Move rate is a 9.
Oh, and I failed my constitution, so my move rate went down to a 7. So you are you are booking away from him. And so what's the other two doing? Paul and Dantel, when you see like Jimmy duck under and take off running.
I'm trying to figure out a spot where I could intervene without causing too much of a ruckus. If I see Jimmy duck and go running, all this while in the garden where I've been hiding, I've picked up one of those nice smooth black river stones that people decorate with, and I am going to chuck it at the guy who is pursuing Jimmy.
Okay.
And hopefully, since everybody's watching Jimmy run, they're not going to see where the rock came from.
All right. And Dantel, you went into the other house.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the attics to see if I can see into the other attic.
Okay. You can get to the attic of the house without any issue. I mean, houses are kind of built all the same, steps, and then you can find the attic without any issue.
I'm chucking it at the guy's feet so that he'll suddenly trip and not realize what tripped him.
All right. Okay. Jimmy, I've got you at space 3, and he is starting at space 1. And your dex is 85, if I remember.
My dex is 85. Yes, you're correct.
Okay. You go first. You have 2 actions. You can just keep running to move two spaces ahead, or you could do something and move ahead, or you could do 2 actions, which I kind of doubt is what you're gonna.
We're doing a chase. This is awesome. Yes, yeah. I'm gonna run like crazy.
All right.
I was gonna make a joke that I'm texting. I'm running from their security now, but that might not be appreciated. So no, just focus on running.
All right. So that moves you up to position 5.
Okay. Sounds good. Do I make another con roll now?
Nope. Okay. Just a con roll right at the beginning. If you get an extreme, your move goes up by 1. If you fail, your move goes down by 1, just so you know. That's how that works.
I'm going right past my car. I'm not going to try to get in it or anything like that. I don't want to let them know that is my car right now. I'm just trying to get back out of there.
Gotcha. All right. Greg is a little faster than you and Paul, so he is going to get his move before you get your throw in, but you'll still be able to make your what you're wanting to do. The others are going to the van, so you see them hopping back into the vans. And Paul, you were up.
Yeah, so I'm going to chuck that rock. Those are pretty heavy rocks.
They are.
So I'll do a throw roll.
Yep.
And I got an 09 out of 20. That's actually just a hard.
It's just a hard,
But I could easily
it's-
make it an extreme.
well, you're not aiming to hurt him, if I understood right.
No,
So
I'm
get an
aiming. I'm aiming right at the back of his leg so that he
right. So yeah, an extreme's not going to make a difference. You're
Something
not trying
trips
to
him.
don't need to maximize your damage.
Okay.
So you hit him without any problem. And it hits that calf muscle, and you see it kind of like his leg kind of crumples underneath him because he was in mid stride, and he hits the ground hard, and
I go back into the bush.
yeah. And luck had for him, he unfortunately was on the sidewalk, so you see his face kind of get a little sandpapered down across, from the nose down to the chin and all. So it gets a good little road rash there on it and all. All right, but the others, you do hear the van start.
Oh yeah, I'm hopping a fence on my next turn.
Okay, all right. It is your next. It is your next turn. So if you're gonna hop. If you're going to hop a fence, you can either give me a regular jump or a hard climb to clear it, or you will lose 1d3 actions.
Sorry, regular jump or a hard climb?
Yep. Or a hard strength if you just want to plow through it. Like a Three Stooges card.
I don't want them coming after me. I think I got to go for the hard climb. Yeah.
All right. Give me a roll.
It is a regular success. It's a 19 out of 22.
All right. Did you want to spend the luck to make a hard or sacrifice?
Oh, sorry. Actually, it is a hard. Sorry, it's a hard. 19 hard would have been 22 regular.
All right. So you kind of hit it. You grab the tops of those pickets, and your feet kind of go up it almost like a Jackie Chan kind of like run up, and you kind of flip over there, and give me a stealth to see if you can kind of duck that, if you were stealthy enough in that move there that they missed you.
We're back on track here. A 23 out of 37.
All right. Okay. So Paul, you kind of duck down. You see the vans, they kind of take off, but then they slow down when they realize they've kind of lost track of him. And you see those like Klieg light flashlights come out, and they're shining, sweeping around. And
so as soon as I've ducked back down and they've gone in that direction, I will go in the opposite direction.
Okay.
And unobserved, probably do my own leaping over fences and going somewhere else just to get away.
Okay. All right. So you guys can kind of melt away. You get the sense that they're probably going to be hanging out in this neighborhood for a while, trying to find you. And after a couple of back and forth, they'll be hopping out of their vans, of course.
I don't know where Dontel went.
No one knows. So let's cut over to Dontel.
And we didn't have to do a Rottweiler roll.
No, you didn't. I know, because all the houses are pretty much empty on this street.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Dontel, you find the attic of this abandoned home, or not abandoned, empty home. And you look out and you can see into the neighbor's thing. What you kind of see now is just silhouettes because there's no light on in their attic. But, you're getting maybe the little moonlight coming through because there's windows on both sides. So you do got a little bit of view in there. It looks mostly empty, but you do see in the far corner, it looks like a large, something is tall. It goes almost up to the roof of the attic, but, it's maybe a foot or two down from that, but it's got it's cylindric. And you think you see movement inside the cylinder, but you can't make out, what it is. It looks like it definitely, something's moving in there, but, since there's no light, that's all you can really see because in the dark movement stands out, but that's about.
Do I hear any human noises or sense that there's anybody else in there?
You do not.
All right. And when I look out, does anybody appear to be looking so I could shine my flashlight in to see what's going on?
You could do that. Just know that those people in the vans are kind of on edge and looking around.
Um, yeah, I'll do it. I'll just click it on and then click it off again.
Okay. Uh, give me a combined spot hidden and luck roll.
All right. Okay, 35. Yeah, pass.
Okay. All right. They did not see your light come on because you clicked it on real quick. You think there's a woman inside the cylinder.
Interesting. All right. It doesn't seem like she's in imminent danger of being murdered, so I'm gonna say we can handle this tomorrow, and I'm gonna
All
try to
right.
get out of there.
Okay. If you go out the back door of the house, you can without any problem because it's a fenced-in yard. And but
And yeah,
and
I will definitely leave the window unlocked.
okay. All right. All right. How long do you wait to go till someone goes get your car?
I'm kind of tempted there to leave it up there overnight, to be
If
honest.
if I can work my way around to get to the car, and I think there's nobody around, then
Okay.
I'll drive it
Yeah.
away.
All right. Yeah. When you first get there, you're kind of on edge, but you also say you do get it. It takes you about 30 minutes to kind of to where you feel okay, yeah, I can get in there, get started, and get out of here.
Yeah, I'm guessing too that they might be observing the car because
Probably
it's
noticed it.
probably out of place, or maybe they'll think it's out of place. In any case, I won't turn the lights on.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start it as quietly as possible and then roll it out of there before I turn the lights on.
Okay.
I
All
assume
right.
there's street lights and stuff.
There
so-
are. Yeah. So, all right. We'll say you guys get out of there.
All right.
You meet
And
up
then,
Tobias and Gray.
Yeah, we'll
What?
meet up with Tobias
All
and Grace.
right.
Well, that was an adventure.
Oh,
I think
God.
Tobias and Grace probably have like mild blood splatter on their clothes and the shell shock look.
I
Oh my
recommend the gin fizz.
I know you two
Guys-
were worried about me, but are you okay?
Sure.
Oh,
Don't
Yeah.
tell you look
Glad
like
you
you've
guys
seen a
made it.
woman in a tube.
There might be a reason for that, but before we go into that, I think that we somehow might have had a less interesting time than.
I don't know. You guys sounded like you guys had a.
Paul saved my butt there. I blew it, you guys. I'm
There was a
sorry. But
man. He got hit
if
by a bus.
what?
Oh, right in front of you.
His
Yeah.
name is David Perez.
You know his
You know his
name.
name.
He gave me a piece of paper with these numbers on it. And he
What the
said
hell?
he's been dreaming about me for, what did he say? A year?
Yeah, and something about the South Pacific. and
Night
it's all
after
just
night, he's
metal.
been seeing us in the South Pacific and these numbers.
Us like the five of us.
I think he didn't say. Did he say? No, he did
Yep,
say.
he did it.
He
Where's
did.
the
He
other
said
three?
5.
Yeah.
He said,
This
"Where are
is-
the other 3?" That's right.
So this is connected then. This is
Okay,
What
well,
has-
now we're talking about some sort of psychic thing going on.
Certainly are talking
What are
about
they? Post office boxes? Their kind of numbers are all over the place.
Yeah, 5s and 4s, quite mixed. I haven't gotten any sense of what it could be yet. As soon as he gave it to me and I asked him for his name, he was hit by a city bus. He was just right there from me.
Keith, could I make a math roll? See if these numbers have any significance?
Sure.
Why is it that bus drivers can't see people stepping into the street?
I think it's that buses are very heavy and don't
It's a hard success.
Yeah, but you're not seeing any pattern.
Okay.
Could they be like, I don't know what longitude and latitude looks like.
No, these aren't coordinates. I thought that at first too.
I mean, we could try them with degrees and minutes and seconds and just see if they make any sense at all. We could just impose them.
Or you're into the occult. Don't astrological things also have coordinates?
Yes, there's any number of numerological understandings historically from all over the world. Most of them are very silly. Take your name and assign the letters numbers and then add or multiply them and then decide whether it means,
Oh, well, I actually meant, if the Earth has coordinates,
Oh, those are very
the
much
sky
like
also has coordinates.
it's the same thing with degrees, minutes, and seconds. They just refer to a different map.
Given the weirdness of the situation, I don't think this is going to work, but what if we just type it into Google and hit send and see if maybe it's a known thing that means something to someone and it's out there? I don't know.
I have to admit, I haven't thought to do so. It seems too simple, but you've had an evening of adventure.
Well, I might have fucked us over, to be honest. I think they're going to be aware that something's going on. I don't see a way we can figure this out without getting into that house, and unfortunately now they're going to be watching that house closely.
Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention the person in the tube in the attic.
Oh shit.
Kidnapping victim confirmed. Definite UFO abduction alert.
You might want to not put that on YouTube until things have gotten somewhat more clarified.
It's a private video. I just put it out on my Discord of open-minded people.
My God.
Well, maybe don't put it out there yet.
So, could you tell me about the woman? Was she clothed? Did she look injured?
I only flashed the light on for like a split second, but I could definitely tell that it was a human being.
And being held against their will?
Well, I wouldn't want to be in a tube.
So wait, is this the religion? Maybe they're like, what was that cult that they all killed themselves so that they could go hitch a ride on the comet that went over? And
Yeah.
Oh my God.
what if they all get into tubes and they think it could be a suicide cult.
Have any of you heard of Cherenkov radiation?
Yeah, of course.
The only thing I know of that glows blue. It's
I told you, a television set glows blue while it turns on. And
I think it was the tube,
everything.
though. I didn't see a TV. I saw a massive fucking machine tube.
At this point, I'd be ready to believe that they're like cryogenically freezing themselves to wait till the return of their god.
with Disney and no,
Yeah.
so we did follow Jake to
He's
that
there,
house,
Yeah.
but he didn't come downstairs or come to the door.
It was Mike who came out the door. I wonder if Mike's watching a security feed, maybe.
Well,
No sign of Barbara either. Barbara watched.
Barbara was there too.
Yeah, she was there. But yeah, I wonder if she could be the one up in the tube, maybe.
Well, that was next door, wasn't it?
No, he was looking into the attic of the house.
What did you hear
bizarre.
them say that made you think it was torture and not say some obscure sexual perversion?
Well, unless... I guess getting your nails ripped off one by one could be a perversion, but then...
Well, that's pretty extreme.
That would be...
Yeah.
And
wait, who is getting their nails ripped off? Is that all just in your mind, Dantel?
Are you just making shit up right now? Come on.
We didn't hear anything.
Okay. Look. I unlocked the window to the house next door. We could go over there. It's a public road. Sneak around, get in the house. All you could see for yourselves.
I don't know, man.
I think they're going to
We
be
kind of
watching
have
like
an
a hawk.
in-ish. Tobias and I, we went to that real estate guy. He gave us his business card. Basically, like, come visit my church, use my name, yada,
He's
yada,
checking
yada.
out some properties.
Yeah,
Well, those
but
aren't for sale.
Yeah, they're not for sale.
You
He
two are
we
going to have to
tried
be
that angle, but
you're going to have to be very careful now. They're
well, they don't give
suspicious
a
as
shit
hell.
about me and Tobias. They don't know anything about us,
Yeah, we just have
Yeah,
to keep our names straight.
yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
John and Margaret.
Isn't
We
Margaret
didn't.
in the house?
Hmm?
I've got it written down somewhere.
If we didn't think someone had been in danger, we wouldn't have approached the house, but we didn't get anywhere, unfortunately,
Bar
with it.
the couples Barbara and Michael.
I
So
think they mean their couple names, their fake names.
oh,
Yeah, they're
sorry,
my
yeah.
name and Tobias is
I
We
name.
got
uh
you.
It's John
I,
and Margaret. Anyway,
we wanted to see why Jake was going with uh the woman,
Barbara.
Barbara.
and did you find out any information?
Well, she went inside with him, but she never came back. He never came back out again. So
We could
unless
check
he's upstairs in bed or somehow got out of the house.
Dontel, when you heard the man threatening her, did it sound at all like Carl's voice? If maybe it was Jake doing the threatening, it might sound a little bit like a deeper register or something like that. If it's
I don't
Give
really
me
know.
give me an intelligence roll. You knew Carl pretty well, so
Okay. Let me see. What's my intelligence? Oh yeah, I'm like a genius. Pass.
yeah. You could hear a family semblance in it. I sound like my father, so
Yeah, I mean it definitely was. There definitely was a resemblance.
so, what do you think he was digging for information about? He was asking her to reveal something, right? But
Yeah. I
Did the two
he wanted to know how a portal worked. He
Oh,
said it was
okay.
only taking him to the same place over and over again.
Oh, well, that sounds related, certainly.
yeah, I'm sure if they had a portal that would take them anywhere in the world, but the only place they could go was maybe Antarctica,
Antarctica.
they
Yeah.
probably wouldn't be too impressed about it.
I mean, he wants to be beamed up to the mothership like the rest of us.
Or inside Fort Knox, or a multitude of useful places to take a portal to, I would think.
Yeah.
So could the woman who was in the tube have been Barbara?
I mean, if I had to guess, if I had to make a wild guess, I would say maybe it was the lady from Innsmouth, and she was like some sort of alien experiment or something.
Like, remember Fletcher? Wasn't that the
Maybe.
witch?
That was quite a while ago that she left Innsmouth.
1928.
If only I had some of my old contacts in the military, I could get like a machine gun and just blow the place up.
I imagine that those black vans, as described, had a fair amount of ordnance in them as well.
I don't know. They seemed scarier they seemed ridiculously ominous. And they're probably all just private security, which the way he threatened you, Jimmy, it was like, yeah, no, it doesn't work that way. See, you're fake cops pretending to be police.
Yeah,
Break the law and they're still going to throw you in prison.
They were going to take me into custody, which means either I'm the next new initiate to the cult or something, or I'm in the tube or something
I
like
think
that.
they were
But
trying to scare you, is what they were doing.
I don't know, man. But the thing that bothers me is, okay, so maybe my approach to the house wasn't my smoothest. It's been a couple years, but they were there in like 5 minutes. I barely got on the roof and those vans were coming down the street. So
Yeah.
Quick response time.
if we go back, we got to be prepared that that's going to be.
I think we have to tell Diana Chase to get out of her house, too. She doesn't have to sell it to them, but she probably, if they're conducting an operation where their security is so tight that 5 minutes after you were spotted, they'd scrambled 8 thugs and 2 vans, then they're not going to put up with a busybody woman across the street forever.
And they weren't church vans.
No kidding.
So they had to come from somewhere.
Yeah, there's got to be
And
somewhere
at
5 minutes
9 o'clock
away.
at night, I doubt there seriously is a security company that's open with everybody dressed in suits and ready to run out the door and jump in their
They
vans. And
they called him by name. They said Mike, and Mike called him Gray because they knew each other.
yeah,
It's not just a random security.
It's like
It's church
personal
related. Yeah.
security. Yeah.
right. Yeah, but you don't. Even still, why have, like you say, 8 security guards
Starting this
on
suburban
a
neighborhood. Yeah.
cul-de-sac where there's nobody living?
So, Grace, I've heard of these things where you can get like a Wi-Fi jammer to jam Bluetooth assisted cameras. Do you think you could get one of those?
Like a
Question
Radio
for
Shack.
Keith. Radio.
That would be a computer
Radio Shack,
Yeah,
Paul.
yeah,
Those things are out of business long time ago.
yeah.
We'll need a
Yeah.
portal to get to Radio Shack.
Alternatively,
I mean,
if I can guess their Wi-Fi password, or not even guess, but if I can get into their Wi-Fi
Okay, yeah.
system, I can access the things that use their Wi-Fi, including whatever is on their Wi-Fi.
It probably has the letters KUTU in it.
But I have to be close enough and within Wi-Fi range to do that.
yeah. And a jammer, being a computer person, you know what frequencies Wi-Fi operates on, and you could just noise jam it.
Again, probably needing some proximity.
Yes.
Yeah, to overcome the signal to noise ratio.
Maybe rather than telling Diana Chase that she needs to leave the neighborhood before something bad happens, we should be her cousins, or a couple of us should, that come to stay for a bit. And
That's
we
not
could
a bad idea.
provide
honestly.
a little protection for her and have a base of operations that they
Or just pay
probably.
for. I'm sorry, Tobias. Go
It's
ahead.
okay. They've probably already, determined that she's a slightly greedy divorcee who lives in the neighborhood and has too much time on her hands and is not a person of interest. We just wouldn't want to come up in any of the cars that were used in tonight's operation.
Or just put her up in a
Operation.
hotel for a night or two. See if she'll let us, use the house.
She
Uh,
could use some excitement, I suspect, so she might go for that.
I think my blood rate's finally gone back to normal.
All
Yeah.
right.
How are you guys doing? Are you coping with what happened? That's some serious shit seeing someone get splattered in front of you.
If I sleep tonight, I'm afraid of what I'll dream, and I don't think it's going to be the South Pacific.
Dream of those numbers, try to figure them out. They're so
Yeah.
weird. They seem so random.
Yeah, it's
Hey.
not.
I'd say pages in a book, except there's very few books with 98,000 pages in them.
Very few.
All right. So, you guys going to do anything else tonight, or head off to
Karaoke?
karaoke?
We are expecting a package tomorrow, right, Paul?
Yeah.
Oh,
Finally see what this thing is.
good Lord, yes. You should. You should get that into a vehicle as soon as it arrives and keep it moving in case they've figured out something. They probably, after they murdered his doctor, they probably broke her phone, and maybe there's a tracking number. They would have probably showed up at your place already, but you want to exercise extreme caution. These people are obviously, I mean, they're very motivated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know how they could track it.
Well, if she took it to the nearest Argentinian FedEx,
Yeah, I mean,
and
I've
then
shipped
she'll have
things in-
gotten a receipt, and the receipt will have a tracking number.
It would have been a paper receipt, probably.
Probably both kinds at this. And regardless, they killed her and made it look like a car accident. So they have access to her pocketbook
Yeah.
and her
If there's any
phone.
kind of paper trail at all, they have the resources.
I wonder if I can get a hold of FedEx and tell them that I have a a package coming to my address, and that I'd much rather come and pick it up at the FedEx office when it comes in, because I've been having stuff stolen from my porch.
Well, we don't know how she sent it. I don't know what the...
Could have been
Well,
DHL.
DHL or
Yeah.
whatever. Probably DHL from International. They'll ask me for the tracking number, and I don't have one.
These people found Carl in a hospital in Argentina in a matter of days.
I think I'm just going to have to sit there and keep an eye out for, I'll sit on my front porch
Yeah,
and wait for the DHL.
Maybe don't do it alone, though. I don't know. I don't feel like we should leave you to do that alone.
No,
I
certainly
don't.
not.
The thing is, if they see his name on it, they've probably looked him up. By now, they could know my face. They could know his face from that.
I feel like I should be armed.
That's what I was about to ask, are any of us, packing solid heat?
God, no.
I am now.
Oh, nice. I mean, I usually like to solve things with, fucking A and fucking B, but
Well, that's what I did too, but
we're getting in a little bit too deep here.
yeah, I think I'll chance it. I'm going to pick something up on the way home.
Maybe don't tell Jimmy, don't let him go home alone.
Yeah. I'm usually long gone before there's a fight or anything, kind of confrontation, but I won't let them take you. That if you end up in one of those vans, I think you're not coming back. But
well,
yeah, I'm kind of freaked out too, so I'll go with you guys.
All right.
So why don't we make it a slumber party? It might be nice.
All right. But you guys going to try and get a gun? It's Chicago, so you'll have to, if you want a gun tonight, you'll have to be off the street.
We can say that maybe I got a buddy.
Okay.
I can borrow his piece.
Yep. About that type of gun too. Yeah. A handgun you could probably get pretty easily. A long rifle, moving that around is a little bit harder.
Can we get a few?
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, Chicago has strict gun laws. They also have a lot of guns on the streets.
Yeah. I'll put up a security camera so I can turnabout's fair play.
All right. Okay. So, yeah, you guys head back. Yeah, you go to sleep, and the 11th of December arrives.
Of course, I'm gonna, have gone to my numerology books and so on, but I assume that it's a wash. And the name David Perez doesn't come up with anything other than a LinkedIn.
Yeah, you get all the stuff like his LinkedIn, his realtor license, and he seemed like a legit realtor that just really likes the Church of Perfect Science.
I was thinking of the name of the fellow who gave me the paper.
Oh, the guy. Oh, sorry, I was thinking of the realtor. Oh yeah, David Perez.
They both have D names, so
yeah, they do. Yeah, I was looking at the realtor on my book page. David Perez. So,
like he was in Madhouse for 10 years or anything?
Nope. He, you see on there that he was because he's dead. Graphic artist. He was a freelance graphic artist, would be hired out, and he could make various pictures and stuff for companies.
Right, sensitive visually.
Mm-hmm.
A dreamer.
Yep. Okay. All right. So the 11 December arrives, and Paul, your phone starts ringing. It is a Chicago number, and it's identified as Maria Campiayo. No, I butchered that Spanish name.
Maria. Do I know a Maria?
You do not.
Not one of Carl's people.
I wonder if I should let it go to voicemail. I'm going to let it go to voicemail because I get shitty phone calls all the time.
Okay. Yep.
How do you spell the name?
Campillo. Campillo. Had something like that. Yeah.
Campillo. Yeah.
Campillo.
Okay. So it goes to voicemail.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's play it and see what it says.
Goes, and it is a thick accent. It reminds you of the doctor that you talked to. She goes,
hello, is this a Mr. Grease? This is Maria Campillo. A friend of mine, Dr. Sanchez, she sent a package to me. She said it was for you. And I was wondering if we could meet in a public place. I hope you don't mind that I don't want to go to a strange man's house where I can deliver this to you.
All right. I will immediately call her back.
Yeah. And yeah, she
is this goes, Maria?
See?
This is how's my name? Apollo Grease. Bryce.
Are you sure?
I don't remember what my name is. Bryce, I think.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. I just called you. I'm sorry. She just recently passed. My friend. She had mailed a package to me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Shall we meet? Someplace public. Is there a mall nearby?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Like the West Side Mall.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. All right. I'll be there in 30 minutes.
Okay, I'll be there.
Yeah. All right.
Click. Okay, it's either a setup and they're going to murder us all at the mall, but that's why I said the mall.
Hopefully she makes it to the mall in one piece.
There's 3 floors and there's a huge mall. I should have said in front of the Radio Shack.
In front of the Bean or something. Yeah.
In front of the clothes.
In front of Cinnabons. Yeah. I said in front of Cinnabons.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the food court. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Let's go. Good. She didn't deliver it here.
Okay.
I mean, we're lucky it made it to Chicago. I was fully expecting her to say that she's also in Argentina.
Yeah.
All right.
Why would she send it to her friend and then?
Does she have your address?
I gave it to her.
Oh. I think we should be careful.
Maybe she was being careful. Maybe Carl told her to be careful.
I'm starting to go off the deep end here, you guys. Too much YouTube videos, but is there any chance that it already has been intercepted and that this is just another one of that this is the?
Well, there's only one way to find out.
At least we're meeting in a public place. And stop. Yeah. Just unsubscribe to Dontel's damn YouTube channel. For God's sake.
It's sooner or later. There's got to be a point where we realize that no matter how this keeps getting weirder and more implausible, but I'm starting to believe.
All right.
I'm telling you, man.
Do all 5 of you go?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I think we'll spread out.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We can sort of.
Yeah, not all be bunched up and freak her out.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Besides, Grace and I have to get some photos taken, mole-style photos of the happy couple.
That's true.
Continue our ruse.
Okay, all right.
Cool.
All right, so you get there, and about the time that she said she would be there, you see a woman come in. She's carrying a box. It's probably, a little bit bigger than a shoebox, and she's kind of looking around, but she has a little sign that she kind of puts up, and it says Paul, because she doesn't know what you look like.
Yeah, I'll walk up to her. I'll say, Maria, this is I'm Paul.
Oh, good. Yes, I don't know why Sonia sent it to me, but she said that Carl insisted that she not send it to you directly.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of weird stuff going on, but let me take a look.
Yeah. So she hands it over, and she's like going, She's like,
Well, I mean, it was the last thing she asked of me, and I thought I would,
Now, my friend,
in a weird way, honor her, I guess, by doing this.
my friend is an archaeologist, and he occasionally sends some weird things, and he thinks that somebody might be trying to steal this. So thank you so much for receiving it. I didn't actually expect her to send it to you. I thought she was sending it to me, but
Oh, well, it's no problem. I need
can
to
can I compensate you for your trouble?
just a coffee would be fine.
Cool. Cinnabon?
Sure, we're right here. It smells delicious.
sponsored by Cinnabon. All right, so all right, so you get her coffee, she sips it and goes walking away.
Yeah.
Okay. All
right, folks. Shall we take a look, or shall we get the hell out of here? Go
I
to
think we should
someplace
leave.
safe. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. As you guys get all kind of in.
I'll tell you what, since I drove my car, I will pass this over to Tobias, because it's probably an occult item of some sort. Okay. I have no idea. Okay. And we'll go as we're driving. He can take a look at it. I'm driving the car.
Before you get to your car, though, something's going to happen. So, who said actually?
Oh, I was just gonna say, since I have demolitions, this might be paranoid, but I just want to make sure this isn't the Unabomber mailing us anything.
Make a demolitions roll.
All right.
Why is the statue ticking?
It's a strange artifact.
Well,
it's a
I
carriage
do have
clock.
Quite a few. Oh yeah, exactly. I do have quite a bit in demolitions, but I horribly, miserably failed.
Okay,
so.
yeah. You don't think it is. There's no like greasy stains on it, no wires coming out, or any of the typical telltale signs of IED. So, right. But as you kind of go into the parking lot, this 11-year-old boy walks up to you. He's like going, "Oh, I have something for you." And he reaches in his bag and he pulls out a homemade comic book. He's like going,
who's he talking to?
He's talking to Dantel.
Oh.
He's like, I made a comic book about you and your friends. And he hands it over, and he's like going, I hope that this is the last time I see you in my dreams, because he said that once I delivered it to you that he wouldn't need me anymore.
I am going to look around to make sure there's not a bus driving through the mall.
Okay. There is not. Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, kid,
watch where you're
stay safe.
Okay. He's like, you should be safe. You should stay safe. But thank you. I haven't been sleeping well this past week, and I just felt I had to carry this with me everywhere.
Yeah, man. Cool.
So,
cool.
He gets on his bike and starts riding away. He does not get hit by a bus.
All right.
At least not while we're watching it.
Exactly.
I'm just going to give the comic book to everybody to look at.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It is well drawn. He definitely has artistic talent. The name of the comic book is Evil Rises. The cover of it has a big squid-like monster fighting an epic battle with 5 people that look very much like you. It looks like a kind of a superhero comic and all. If you open it up, you kind of go through and you see like some panels where Paul gets a phone call from Argentina. Then you turn the page and you see you guys are checking out Carl's car in the parking lot. Page later, you have Jimmy jumping off the eave of the house, kind of following along.
Go to the part where we're reading the comic book.
It's just happening right now.
Find out what happened to the kid.
Yeah, when you flip to closer to the end, it shows you going into the mansion. And then it has two branching it looks like there's two branching paths. One of them you have Dontel putting explosives. And another one, it goes the other way. All five of you are dead with these people over you with knives.
Well, I vote for page A.
For some reason, I like the way that this is going. I just have a good feeling.
Now people are spying on us from the future, and they're making little kids do comic books and dudes write numbers. And
the bus guy was a visual artist also.
What's in the box?
You open it?
I want to get away from where we met her publicly.
Yeah.
We'll do it in we're in the car driving.
Okay, yep. Get in the car.
Yeah.
All right. So you open it up, and obviously the most obvious thing is the statue. Looks like that. And it's about the size of a forearm. Got wings, tentacles on the face.
Kind of looks like the thing on the cover of the comic book, huh?
That's just what I was thinking.
Yeah.
The doctor said it was weird.
There are two letters with it. First one you recognize as Carl's handwriting.
I'm sorry to send this to you, but I don't know what else to do. They're coming after me. The perfect scientists. I managed to escape their mansion with this idol. It's important to them, and I know they shouldn't have it. I don't know how I ended up in Antarctica. I just made a wrong turn on some other planet. Yep.
Okay. And then the other one is you see it's signed by the doctor.
Mr. Day, in moments of lucidity, begged me to send you this idol and his note. I'm not sure if I made the right choice, but I felt I must comply with his wishes. I lied to him and told him that I had done so, but that I felt guilty about lying, so I am finally sending the idol and these notes with my trusted colleague, Miss Campillo. I don't know if Mr. Day's note makes any sense to you. I'm certainly not sure what to make of it. Dr. Sonia Sanchez, Rio Grande Regional Hospital. Well,
the statue is something they need, that the scientists, the Church of the Science.
Yes, the perfect scientists.
When they say mansions, do either of these houses on that cul-de-sac, are they anywhere near something you could call a mansion?
No.
No, so there must be a... Oh, geez, that's the place where we tracked Jake's address to. Paul, you and I went there.
Right.
That would be a mansion.
I think the first thing then that we need to do is take this idol. It looks, is it heavy and it looks valuable.
Yeah.
And they want it. Let's put it someplace safe, a safety deposit box, or
other than, a very good hiding place that couldn't be associated with us might be even safer than that. But a safety deposit box is a step in the right direction.
We could do something completely old-fashioned and crazy. We could take it like to the Amtrak train station and put it into a locker. Nobody'd ever think to look there.
Or we could do the purloined letter and just put it in Carl's desk.
I don't know what that is, but...
Oh, it's an Edgar Allan Poe story where somebody hides something in the place that it would be invisible because there are so many things like it that are not interesting.
Oh, oh,
I'll
These-
throw out a thing. Does anyone else think that maybe we should destroy this?
no. I mean, it might be worth millions.
Well,
Just because they shouldn't have it doesn't mean it shouldn't exist. I mean, it's not. Does it? All right, I'm gonna hold it in my hands and close my eyes and see if it possesses an aura that I can
Don't
detect.
pray to it.
Okay.
just saying, you guys, there's weird stuff happening.
Give me a power roll, Tobias.
Oh, interesting. Not the most willful guy. Oh, 38's a regular.
You do feel like we've all had that moment when we're sure someone's watching us, or you get a little tickle in your brain, but it definitely came on when you started holding on to it.
And I
Well,
I don't actually want to touch that closely. Let's repackage it, separate. I think the train station idea is not bad. Because we'll have all sorts of records if we put it in a safety deposit box, and they have a lot of money. Whereas if we just put it someplace that they find difficult to guess. Here's the question, students of the 21st century, do train stations have lockers anymore?
They do. I just rode in a train not long ago, and there were lockers still there.
That's great. All right, so we'll Jimmy, you can oh, and there's no inscription at the base or anything. Like what we saw is what we get. There's nothing inscribed on it. There's no writing or there's no date plaque or any other.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy, why don't you make sure that you're not followed? And then mail the train ticket key, whatever comes out, to me, and I won't get it for 2 days, and then we can keep getting the mail so that if they grab us, they can't get the key.
Well, what if we need it for some reason?
Oh shit, there's that.
I mean, I don't know what we need it for, but it's a question. Yeah. Just don't want us to have anything that can be taken from us.
Yeah.
The security at the Perfect Science Center must be extremely robust. And yet, Carl got something out of it. So, I mean, but he got there by going to another planet on his way to Antarctica. So,
I don't know what that means. He's
Another
he's
turn.
talking in code.
Moreover, sorry, go ahead.
However he got to Antarctica, it might have damaged him, since it was impossible that he got there in the first place.
Didn't it kind of sound though like what I joked about before, that if there's portals in that house, that he got away from them and just started running, and he ran into a portal that took him to the wrong place.
Yes.
Moreover, what are we going to do about Tube Lady? She's going to get her fucking 10 fingers.
I don't know. That's
Isn't the tube the portal?
Maybe.
What, was it glass? I know you didn't get much of a look, but you could see a lady in it. That's why
Glass
you would
tube.
say tube.
Was she moving or was she frozen or what?
Moving.
Was she scared or was she just like sleeping?
I couldn't tell. I think if we went over in the daytime, we'd be able to see in. Maybe we could do the little ladder over between the windows thing. That's how the Spanish-American War started.
Tale for another time.
Yeah, that's a completely random piece of trivia.
So are we in agreement about the train station, but not the mailing the key?
Yeah, I think just stash the key somewhere safe at somebody's house in a drawer so that we can get it if we need it.
I'm just glad it's back in the box. That thing's freaky as shit.
Yes, I feel like we'll actively have to keep it away from them.
Well, we
Could
could get 5 different lockers, put it in one of them, keep that key in a safe place, and carry the other keys so that if they get one of us, they'll get the wrong key.
Maybe if the keys were from other places, but I don't even think we want to send them to the same building as the. Yeah, I don't know. Grace,
Yeah.
what were you about to say?
Grace has been like looking at this number sheet while you guys have been having this discussion. Could this be like astronomical coordinates?
That's what
You
I
mentioned
was
kind of
planets.
thinking.
What Paul was saying, yeah.
I don't know what they look like.
So, from my understanding, astronomical coordinates are the same as global coordinates, but just on the celestial sphere. So you look at the up
Well, but
and down from that.
yeah, because with Earth's coordinates, it's 180 is the highest number, but with astronomical coordinates, you have like zenith and nadir and everything, so you could do 360 potentially, but still, it just doesn't make sense.
We attempt, and we can just guess different uh degree and minute with what they have and see if they color it to anything. If they do tell us celestial coordinates, I'm not sure what he meant when he said I would know what to do with it when the time came.
I bet
Unless
it's
they have,
code. It's to unlock something. That's what you do with.
they
Yeah,
did seem
it's
to
just
be
like
active.
4 digits, 5 digits, 4 digits, 5 digits. Like there's something here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I am hung up on these numbers.
I mean, what if it's like a telescope? You turn it to this number and to that number, and you're looking at
Mm.
Alpha Centauri,
Well,
So like a degrees type of
like some sort of video game.
but then we'd have to know the date as well and the
Right.
time.
True.
I don't know enough about that sort of stuff.
Are we all going to the train station?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know I kind
Yeah.
of took us off
Sorry.
topic there a little bit.
No, I think let me go. I'll go to the train station and stash it.
We
I'll
don't want to
take
send the
roundabout
sneak.
ways. Well, everybody's going to be pointing at the guy all dressed in black walking like this.
Well, why don't I go and keep a lookout while you do it?
That's good.
Yeah, let's just avoid making
All
sure
right.
we're doing roundabout things that look like we're doing
Mhm.
other things.
Right. Okay.
And I'm going to
Yeah, you get a stash. Okay.
We'll say we can say we get it stashed before noon.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in this comic book? I assume it's like drawn with a felt tip pen and colored with crayons.
Yeah, probably like colored pencils. Yeah.
Better than crayons.
Anything else that happens between
See if there's
hour
any
now?
numbers in there.
Find it here. Mm-hmm.
I mean, the
Right.
kid knows what the outcomes can be, and there are only 2 in his imagination.
Okay.
And somebody told him to him.
So when you if you spend more time perusing it, you do see it has you depicted, and then it has you finding in an elevator, and there's a 10 key keypad on the elevator, and Tobias, your type your hands on it. You obviously you don't see your hand typing because it's a still picture, but you can surmise that you're typing numbers into that.
All right.
Keypads,
18.
keypad.
18 is a lot of digits. They're very, very secure.
It might be more than one door.
It could be. Yeah. Now, why would he? So, like the kid said, he would have no use for him. The bus. I'm going to use the man's name, David Perez. He also said that there was a he that was instructing him, that was visiting him in his dreams. If he is the figure of the idol with the crawly face, why would he be telling
Them how to
these
help us.
people? Yes.
Why wouldn't he tell us directly? That's
Well,
weird. It's a roundabout way.
he contacted the sculptor that made that object. Both of the people that have approached us have had artistic inclinations. Maybe he needs a particular visual cortex to reach them. But his motivations are obscure at best.
When we say he, there's times when I almost think that in some ways it could be Carl, but I know Carl's gone. We know there's a captive woman. Obviously, she isn't a he. So what other players are left in this that...
Well, this he seems more than human, at least in the dreams that he invades.
By the end, Carl was seeming to exist in two places at once, so...
Wrong planet. What did Carl get himself into?
That's why he can't contact us directly. It's because we're not sensitive. The people who he contacted must be sensitive, and he's able to talk to them in their dreams.
Even
but not us.
Visual cues. Yeah.
I'm kind of offended by the idea that I'm not sensitive. My mind
is
so
sensitive. Yeah.
You're very sensitive, Dante.
Yeah, I didn't like it either, and I frankly don't like the way I look in this kid's coloring book. But what can you do? Limits of artistic representation. I don't imagine the deity likes that sculpture very much either.
We didn't find anything further in our research into like the South Pacific and this. What was the name of the thing? Cthulhu.
We should definitely pick up any and let's clarify the name of the author. Is it Robert?
Oh.
We need to read his books.
Oh, yes.
It's not Robert Blake. It's Richard Blake. Is that what we realized?
It's Roger Blake.
Roger Blake.
What, Paul?
Yeah, there's one other thing too. I mean, should we take, I know we just stashed the statue, but should we take it to the museum and see if they can identify the art style or where it came from?
I mean, Chicago's got it's a big art school. Well, it's a big art school too, and I'm assuming it probably has some kind of history, anthropology department, something.
Well, did we have enough sense to take a couple of photographs of it before we put it in a safety deposit box?
Sure.
So we can take them photographs rather than an object that we don't necessarily legally have the right to own and that we don't want to fall into the wrong hands.
Well, that sounds like a job for you, Tobias, because you got the in with those weird people. The occult people.
Do we want to pursue this church? Well, not the three of you, but Tobias, do you think it's wise to go to this church? We've got like this name to give them, this contact, sort of.
I feel like we're going to have to use that invitation eventually, but I don't think we want to use it prematurely.
That's fair.
We might need to infiltrate, but we're going to have, from what I've read of these sorts of things, they have, it's not like you can wander around and look at stuff. They're going to have ushers and guides and cameras and,
right. Right.
So if we blow our cover with Dave Sanders,
we'd have to be really careful about how we approach.
Yeah, and I tend to get, I acknowledge, and I think actually on the comic book on page 8, the kid really got it. I tend to get the sort of pissy face when people are saying very stupid things to me. And I don't want to.
Yeah, we know.
Namaste. Yes, so I think U of Chicago with photographs of the sculpture is a worthwhile avenue to follow and see if they can clarify anything about the material and provenance and other cultural relations. And somebody needs to just go to a used bookstore and buy all the Roger Blake books they can and find out what the mythology of this thing is.
I could do that. I got to go on a shopping spree anyway if I'm going to fulfill the prophecy.
You need an extra pair of hands?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Is it the
Especially,
red? In case you get killed, do I cut the green wire or the red wire?
Depends on how you wire
50-50.
it.
I have I only have a 60 skill and it's 50-50, so I don't know how much my answer will help you.
Tell me after you've built it. You might have a stronger idea then.
Yeah.
We should also go over, Grace, the footage from the house and make sure that Watsons haven't found your device
Right.
and see if they had
We
another
can
visit from the
watch.
black vans.
We can watch Jimmy's harrowing escape.
Oh, I kind of want to watch that. Yeah. And also we'll have some idea of the faces of the goons, which could be helpful
That could be.
if they're, say, church ushers.
It's true.
True. Okay.
So I'm going to call the University of Chicago and see if I can get somebody in anthropological antiquities or something like that will talk to me at some point in the afternoon.
Give me a credit rating roll.
Oh, what do I have? Am I a successful nut job? Where is it? There it is. Oh, I'm not.
Ooh.
I'm not a successful fortune teller / occultist.
Yeah, I just looked at yours. Yeah, not great.
So
Jeez, my credit's pretty good.
I knew some people that had good credit. Some people were not so good.
yeah, I mean, I actually rolled a 21, which is quite good. It's still a lot of luck to spend, but I actually am not unlucky. And I'm looking at my socials now. Am I more charming, moderately charming, not at all intimidating?
Cast a spell on them.
I'm rather persuasive. I think I'm going to take the luck hit now
Okay.
to get in the door, and then I can try to be persuasive then.
Okay. Yep. They've got someone that can meet with you this afternoon.
Excellent.
Okay.
So that's my plan.
All right.
I'll go
Grace?
with Tobias.
You're going with Tobias. What about the other gentleman?
Well, I'm afraid to go home. So,
Okay.
whatever Jimmy and Dontel want to do.
Yeah, come along with us. We're gonna hit up the bookstore. We're gonna go grab some stuff for Dontel to do some explosive making.
So we've checked on Google Maps to see if they're coordinates. I don't think they are.
No.
Even just a general Google search, nothing. Yeah.
No. Yeah. You just type in numbers into Google.
It's
longitude and latitude for that part of the world is
it's
not the same.
for the keypad in the elevator, I'm sure. Elevator's got to be in Jake's mansion.
Yeah.
Right.
We do have to make sure that Jake's mansion is the same as the headquarters of the church. He might have a separate residence.
Sounded like he had staff there even, and
And why Jake? How did Jake bubble up to the top of that weird empire?
the coincidence between that and his own father being the guy who came and stumbled into this just from looking after an old lady's previous claims, like the coincidence level is
that's
incredible.
Did you guys?
There's something else that in that note. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, did you guys know anything about Dontel's ex-wife?
You're
Your ex-wife?
You're Dontel.
Yeah, Carl's
I
ex.
meant Carl.
Two ex-wives.
Oh,
Yeah,
I know
I
she was a
mean,
bitch. That's what he kept calling her.
Yeah.
yeah.
yeah. Carl was married 3 times
typical.
unsuccessfully. Yeah, we should figure out what we know about Jake's mom. Did she have some? Did Carl marry well the first time? Some English heiress, and that's why.
Well, it was the biggest party of the three.
Oh. Um, D- Carl, in his letter there, refers to them not as the Church of Perfect Science, but as scientists.
Yeah, perfect scientists. It's cute. I don't know if they use that in the church, if that's a
Well,
role.
I'm wondering if they're crazy, crazy mad scientists who've invented a portal that travels to other places. I mean, it sounds sci-fi to me.
What throws me off now is that now it sounds like this portal that does this might be in the mansion instead of the house. We've always been, and I mean, even he was questioning the woman in the house, and that's what Carl was. Again, everything pointed him in that direction. But now we know firmly before Carl Day ended up in Antarctica, he had to have been in that mansion. The mansion's where he stole the statue from. So there's a portal, a different portal. Are there more than one portal? Are there? I don't know.
I'm
Obviously,
expecting to see some big, gigantic machine that does this.
yeah.
So the mansion would make more sense than the attic of the house.
And if
And they
that's the
just
case,
acquired the house. They
then
w-
what's
Yeah,
the importance of the houses then?
it's
They
it's
bought a
the
whole block of houses.
privacy.
it's the writing on the wall that the witch from Innsmouth made.
Yeah,
Maybe
right.
there are instructions that help the portal work or
Then the
animate the statuette and it grows like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man to tower over Chicago.
Do we know
then
anything about this Innsmouth group?
only that they
Um,
were presumed wiped out
yep.
when
Right,
They
but
were they were
do
inbred,
they have any ties to this Cthulhu?
Yes,
apparently.
there was a relationship between the Polynesian cult and the Innsmouth
Okay,
cult.
yeah, okay, all right.
Probably 19th century
There's some
sailing.
some connection. Okay.
you know what's funny there is that a lot of what you found, Tobias, had to do with dreams being a source. I think you had said that's how the founder of these perfect scientists got started. And yet now we have people coming up to us having dreams as well.
Of
It's
of us.
of us. So it's like it's on both sides. Is that our enemies are functioning through dreams and we seem to be being aided through dreams.
Is something trying to help us?
I
It seems
presume
to
that's what
be.
these messages are, but
Tobias, I don't know if he's still alive, but a man from the University of Chicago did experiments inside the house in 1980, Glenn Phillips.
Very
We
good.
can like,
Well, yeah,
Crossover
talk
from
to
one
him.
department to another,
I mean, there's no record that he died doing it. He said he was glad to never return. So,
which means he had a significant experience of some kind,
right,
which
right. I
means
think it's worth asking. It seems like he's the only person alive who made it out of this home alive that has some story to tell anyway.
And if they've managed to come up with some sort of Stargate thing, uh, it's not as surprising, I suppose, that a religion might be built up around it.
again, a religion that's founded on, books of science fiction and fantasy, even more so.
Yeah, we should read that book. You want me to read the book?
I think he wrote several, and you guys are going to get, a collection and
We
get
can
some
read that
coffee and
one that we saw the opening. Uh, yeah, that one.
Opening the mind to time and
Opening the mind
space.
to time and space with the girl and this
Mm-hmm.
weird looking scientist.
It's
I'll
far
find it.
out.
I'm sure that it's just at the public library.
Okay. All right.
I like
So you guys going to a bookstore to buy the books or just to the public library?
Well, if you're gonna buy it,
I might as well buy it. Let's
All
might as well
right.
be a souvenir of the adventure.
Okay.
I want to use highlighters in it or something like that. Something crazy like that.
You would definitely do that.
Keith loves
So,
that.
it comes in a set of 11 books. It
Oh.
comes in a knife. The first 6 are novels, starting with the opening the mind to time and space. The next 5 are similar to, like, if you Christopher Tolkien wrote the History of Middle Earth, which was about writing the books, and so the next 5 are about notes about how he wrote the books and came up with the ideas that are in the books. But the whole collection is called The Books of Perfect Science.
Can we just see if we can get the Audible version?
I'm sure it's available. Yeah.
It's being read by that Hollywood guy who jumped on the coaches a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I joined the army because I hate reading, so I will go for the audio.
It's
get
David
the big...
Gasaway.
Yeah, it's all pronounced correctly. All right. Okay, so you get the books and you start listening to it. It's decent science fiction for kind of like that late 40s or early 50s style. The first book, is kind of interesting. It takes, a few hours to listen to it. So like the first book, you listen to it. It talks about aliens that are cephalopodic yet humanoid, and that they seeded the earth and they created the mammals, and then we came up through a mistake in an experiment that they were doing, and kind of all down into that pseudoscience kind of aliens created us philosophy.
General overall feel of it is that it's science fiction. It's not like he's trying to claim that this is real.
It has a decent story to it, but that's kind of like the general supposition that he's putting out.
Okay. I'm interested in the second set once it starts getting into the writing up. I want to read more about whatever dreams inspired it or whatever sources he was pulling from.
Okay. Yep. If you hop to those, it talks about how he had started getting the dreams when he came across a statue. He bought it at a auction in LA. And it kind of inspired him. He doesn't know, just the shape of it, and inspired him to come up with this. And then as he started working more and more on it, he realized that the reason why he wasn't able to write this before was because he was busy trying to talk to psychiatrists about his loneliness and inability to, attract women. And then but once he opened up his mind, he stopped going to the psychiatrist and he started coming and, kind of going along the founding of it. But he does keep talking about dreams and how they got stronger and stronger. And he started attracting more and more artistic people to him.
Yes. I was going to say, is there any sign of him having artistic ability or?
Oh, yeah. He was an author. So, that's an artist.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it seems like he talks about his success with women once he became a leader of a successful church and got a lot of money.
Successful cult. What a shock.
Right.
Those ladies his special blessing.
That's right. Baptizing. All right, but that's going to take you guys a while of listening to that. Okay, so Tobias and Grace, you guys go to the university?
Yes. I would like to take some time eventually to look at the footage from last night, but
yeah. You can probably pull that up on your phone or something. Okay. All right. So the Professor Ferguson, he greets you. He's like, "Oh, You were the one that was so adamant about a meeting that you found an interesting find.
Uh, yes, Professor. Our friend had a sort of peculiar adventure and then fell out of touch. He sent these photographs of a very unusual statuette.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just, hand him the folder on my phone with the set of pictures we took.
He's like, oh. He's like, huh. I wonder what type of rock this was made from. I don't recognize the source, but I mean, it is a picture. He's like, seems like maybe a oceanic culture might have made this. He's like,
Sort of.
let me get out some of my books and see. You want to help me out here?
Of
Absolutely.
course. Sure.
All right, so but he gets it out and give me you guys give me sure a library use.
Library use. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a hard success.
No luck on my end.
All right. So the Grace, you're kind of going through and you're finding, stuff about the Moari and those oceanic religions. Tobias, you find something in there, and it talks about this strange cult that was on a Polynesian island that, curiously, no one knows where that island went. It disappeared when the Europeans first found it. The person that brought this cult to America was a Obadiah Marsh. And most interesting, you do find many documents of this statue showing up around the world. The two most infamous incidents were in London, where a group of artists had it, and then the police broke it up because there was a mass murder took place. And then
Like this statue, or just like the likenesses of this thing?
It looks a lot like your statue. Now, can you confirm it's that statue?
Right.
But sure looks like it. And then another incident occurred in LA where there was quite a large sacrifice of people in the hills outside of LA.
Gracious. So it seems like this Marsh fellow brought it back, and everywhere it's gone, it's been associated with grotesqueries.
Mm-hmm.
He's
like, oh, he's like, yeah, and he's like, if your friend does have this statue, I mean, it is quite the find if it is the actual one and not a cheap recreation of it. I mean, you can see that we have drawings and old photographs of it, and so someone could have just created another one, but it looks quite like this one photograph from the 20s.
He was very taken by it, and then he's disappeared. He was worried that it was so valuable that people were after him. So I'm hoping to get in touch with him soon. But he was traveling overseas, so sometimes things are interrupted. Well, I appreciate your time very much. I hope. Do you think the university should acquiring it if he does bring it back?
Oh yeah, we could put it in one of our displays that we have, for the South Pacific and all that. I think it would fit in there.
This Obadiah Marsh, who brought it away from the island, he didn't end up in Innsmouth by any chance, did he?
I would have to look up about where he ended up and all that. That'd probably be different books, but
right. We as what was the name of that professor again, Grace?
Glenn Phillips.
Are you sociable with Glenn Phillips?
Oh, I know for Dr. Phillips. Yep. Yeah, he's still around.
So our friend found this statue in association with looking at some property that Dr. Phillips had visited in the past. Do you think he'd be available to talk?
He's like, yeah, I mean, you've piqued my curiosity, there, Mr. Richards. Let me give him a call. So he calls down. And he's like, hey, Glenn, we got some people here, and they seem to have found something of interest, and they say it was that you might. They found it in relation to the place you were investigating. No, they didn't say what place. He says what place are you talking about?
Brown Avenue?
Brown Avenue.
The cursed house.
Yeah, I know. No, you don't like talking about that. He's like going, but I really think they might be worth talking to. Okay, yeah, he's coming.
Oh, thank you so much.
hmm So, and come, you see this guy comes in. He looks like he's probably, pushing his upper 70s,
Mm.
and he's like going, like, hello, I'm Dr. Phillips.
Thank you for taking the time to meet with us, Dr. Phillips. Really appreciate it.
No problem. It's like, so you say you had something in relation to that horrible house on Brown Street?
Our friend was, in his role as a private investigator, was looking into it. And he
Hmm.
called me because of the strange inscription in the hallway downstairs. Did you know what that says?
He's like, I'm not, I couldn't read it. Uh, that house is, I used to be a very atheistic, there was nothing out there. Something about that house made me believe there is more to the world than just what we can touch. There was voices, and for a moment I seen in the attic. I out of the corner of my eye, I thought I saw a woman, and but when I looked over there, she disappeared and almost into the wall, and there was just a little blue after image in my eyes for a while.
Do you think that woman might have been Remember Fletcher?
Hmm. Uh, in my times that when the lights are out, yes.
Do you think Remember Fletcher ever knew Obadiah Marsh?
Uh, it's like when I did some research, she was related to that man.
Mm.
The 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 Church of Perfect Science has bought the terrible house,
Hmm.
and they're doing things there.
We have reason to
There,
believe our friend is being pursued by them because of his possession of this figure.
hmm. Like, seems strange. I mean, but they're a strange group of people. And, they claim to be for science, but then they reject proven science like psychiatry.
Mm.
Hmm. Um,
Is there
yeah,
anything
I
else you
mean,
can tell
they'll
us about
sue
your
you.
time investigating this house?
Uh,
Missing time. You said you had missing
yeah,
time in this
yeah,
article I read.
yeah. You would go there, and like you would fall asleep, without out realizing it. And first I thought maybe I was just working myself too hard, but then, I would wake up and, I was like, I must not have slept long because I could have swore that it was already 10 o'clock, but it was 9 o'clock again. Or then another time it was, midnight, and, I thought it was 9 o'clock, and times would disappear. And other times I'd think there'd be rats, but I swear that they'd be looking at me almost with human faces.
Any strange dreams?
Uh, well, when I first started going there, I would have dreams, and probably for a year or so after I left, I just felt like something was always right there at the edge, tickling my mind. And I hate to say it, I almost took a bottle of pills to end it. But like I said, I after that, I did believe that there is more to this universe than what we can physically touch. But I'll never go in that house again.
Very understandable. Do you has anyone translated the writing on the wall in that house? Of all the people who went in there over the years.
He goes, I don't have the exact things. He's like, let me pull up my notes, and he leaves, and he will come back, and let me find where it actually kind of talks about what it is. Okay. All right. But when he comes back, he's like going, he's like, here it is. He's like going on here. The ones downstairs, that is a ritual for worship of some creature. I'm not sure on the pronunciation, but the best I could make up was probably Cthulhu. And but I'm not familiar with that deity of belief systems. But the ones upstairs in the attic, they dealt with the nearest I could tell of bending of time and space and being able to move quickly, whether forward or backwards.
Great, Scott. Well, that's certainly is in keeping with what we have seen elsewhere, whether it's delusion or whatnot. I'm sorry to make you relive these things, Doctor.
It's okay. Sometimes you have to face your fears.
Indeed. We might have to very shortly. Thank you for your time. We'll be in touch if we've learned anything more, if you're interested.
All right. Thank you. And I believe we're at a good stopping point there.
Cool. Our players included Max Meltzer, David Gasaway, Holly Buteau, Mike McCann, and myself, with Keith Craig as the keeper of arcane lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members. You can set up private games. You can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons who are listed in the closing credits. If you would like to help the show, please visit our Patreon page listed in the description, or you can use the thanks button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows, and leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answering any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft and the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck, good gaming.